Now that the 5.6 banners are finally confirmed, it's officially the perfect time to look ahead at what's coming next. And I'm talking about versions 5.7, 5.8, and even a little tease of 5.9. We're diving into what characters might be making a return, which 4-stars could be joining them, and why HoYoverse picks certain characters to rerun when they do. You see, a lot of people are saying HoYo's been breaking all their old patterns lately, but from what I've seen, that's not exactly true. After digging into some numbers and past banners, I found that there's actually a method to the banner. It's not just random, and once you understand how it works, predicting reruns becomes way easier. So in today's video, we're going full detective mode. I'll be breaking down everything I've noticed about the banner cycle, who's likely to show up in 5.7, who might be saved for 5.8 or even 5.9, and what 4-star characters could come along with them. And hey, let's be real. You can't pull for all these banners without primos, right? That's why I'm giving away 10 Welkin Moons once we hit 15,000 subscribers. That's literally 3,000 primos each for 10 lucky winners. As always, entering's easy. Just subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment so I know you're here with me. And if you're looking at banners like Mavuika, Skirk, or even Yelan and thinking, yeah, a Welkin ain't gonna cut it, then feel free to visit my partner U7Buy. U7Buy is the ultimate cheat code for gaming top-ups. Like, seriously, why pay $100 for a Genesis Crystal Pack when you can get it for just $79? No hidden fees, no extra steps, just pop in your UID and server and boom, your top-up arrives before your eyes. And it gets better. U7Buy has cashbacks, special offers, and buyer protection in case anything ever goes sideways. So if you're thinking about pulling on these upcoming banners and want to save some cash, then use my link in the description or pinned comment to get an extra discount off your next top-up. U7Buy, your gateway to the best top-up deals. Alright, let's start things off with a quick refresh. And let's be real, unless you've been living under a rock, then you probably already know who's coming up in 5.6. We've got Raiden, Navia, Kinish, and Escafi. And I know what you're thinking, hold on a sec. What's Raiden doing here? Like, for real, this is a Natlan patch. The Archon rerun wave already pulled up and dipped with Venti debut in 5.5 second phase, so why is our eternally fine Electro Mommy just casually strolling back into the banners? Well, to be honest, it's staring you right in the face. Yeah, she's hot. By that I mean a fan favorite. Okay, don't click off yet. I promise you won't be disappointed with that analysis. You see, HoYoverse doesn't just throw reruns out randomly. It's all business. Characters that pull in the big money get brought back, and characters that don't pull in much money get held back. And while we don't get full access to revenue numbers from every platform like PC or Android, we do have the iOS Chinese market charts, and trust me, they're more than enough. That market alone gives us a solid picture of who's raking in the gems and who's on thin ice. So yeah, if Raiden's popping back up again, it's because when she's on the banner, people spend. And that alone earns her another spotlight moment. Now take a peek at this little chart right here. Kokomi and Wanderer's rerun back in version 2.5. Want to know how much that banner pulled in? A juicy $33.5 million. But hold on, it gets even spicier. Out of that total, Raiden alone made $29 million. Yep, that leaves Kokomi with just $4.5 million. And that's honestly the business formula right there. If your banner sells, you're coming back. If not, hey, it might get tossed into a region-specific Chronicle banner, and that's exactly where I think Kokomi's headed. The upcoming Inazuma Chronicle Wish. So if you've been eyeing the Divine Priestess for your team, now's the time to start saving, or at least watching the skies and wish on every shooting star so that she gets a rerun one last time. Now with that said, let me straight up give you the expected banner lineup based on these calculations. In 5.7 we can expect Mavuika, and honestly, this one really isn't a surprise at all. She's an Archon after all, and if you've been around Genshin long enough, you'd know HoYoverse has a pattern of giving Archons their first rerun about 4 patches after their initial release. But here's the thing, that's not the end of it. Mavuika is definitely going to be one of those characters who pops up over and over again in future banners, probably every 6 to 8 patches or so. Why? Simple. Not only is she a must-pull unit for her raw power, but people love pulling for her constellations too. And if there's one thing HoYoverse loves, it's squeezing out those primo gems from players chasing C1, C2, or even her weapon. So yeah, expect to see our interestingly dressed Pyro Archon making many returns in the future. You might dodge her banner this time, but trust me, she'll be back, and probably when your primos are at their lowest. Alongside her, we can expect someone special, Skirk. And honestly, at this point, we really can't fight the obvious truth of Skirk showing up in 5.7. The leaks have been way too consistent about her release window, and if you've been following reliable leakers like HXG Dillik, then you've probably seen the same thing floating around. According to what I'm hearing from HXG, it looks like Skirk is going to have a pretty unique mechanism tied to her burst. Something about her burst needing to charge up, kind of similar to how Mavuika functions right now. It's not confirmed whether it's a stamina-based thing, an energy threshold, or some Atlan exclusive mechanic, but it's definitely interesting. Of course, all this info is still foggy at best, so I'm not going to sit here and make a full-blown dedicated Skirk video just yet. Not until we have something more concrete. But the signs are clear, she's coming. For the reruns, believe it or not, we can expect Yelan to make her return. And honestly, this shouldn't really surprise anyone. She's still one of the best off-field hydro applicators in the game, super flexible, fits into tons of team comps, and of course, she prints damage while looking stylish doing it. If we're going off the revenue charts, which, let's be honest, is literally how HoYoverse decides these reruns, then yes, Yelan is pretty much locked in for a return in 5.7. But here's the thing, she is starting to slowly lose her popularity. Power creep is real, and with Fontaine introducing crazy new hydro characters left and right, her demand isn't as sky-high as it used to be. So realistically, this might be her last appearance for a good while. HoYoverse tends to shelf characters like her after their rerun sales start dipping. Now for the last slot, we can expect Mualani to make her return. And the reason is honestly super straightforward. It all comes down to money. She pulled in a lot of revenue during her last rerun, almost going toe-to-toe with Kinich in terms of sales. And if HoYoverse is already planning to rerun Kinich in 5.6, then logically, Mualani is pretty much next in line. As for the 4 stars, well, the chart doesn't really give us any solid data for them since their impact on banner revenue is pretty minor compared to 5 stars. But if I had to make a prediction based on trends and synergy, I'd say Bennett is a very safe pick because, let's be honest, it's not a Genshin patch without HoYoverse shoving Bennett onto a banner somewhere. Alongside him, Diona feels likely too. She's been absent for a while and fits the elemental diversity HoYoverse loves throwing into rerun banners. And if Dahlia actually gets released during that patch window, then yeah, he could easily slot into this banner as well to spice things up. Now moving into 5.8, we can expect some special sets of characters to really round up the season. Don't even be surprised if Arlecchino makes her return here. Because let's be real for a second, this lady raked in an absolutely ridiculous amount of money during her debut. HoYoverse loves her at this point, and why wouldn't they? Strong personality, super fun playstyle, busted kit for Abyss clears. I mean, I'm even considering pulling for her on my second account just because of how much easier she makes the harder content feel. Following Arlecchino, we can expect Citlali to show up as well. Now don't get me wrong, she's a great character in her own right, but let's be honest here, she made nowhere close to Arlecchino level revenue. And honestly, that's not even her fault. She was simply overshadowed. It's really hard to shine when you're literally standing next to one of the most hyped harbingers in the game and the Pyro Archon herself. But make no mistake, Citlali has incredible value, especially for teams involving Arlecchino or even Mavuika. She's a fantastic buffer that just slips perfectly into certain comps. So if HoYoverse really wants to bait us hard during 5.8, and let's be real, they absolutely do, then putting Citlali alongside Arlecchino would be the perfect move to drain people's primos. For the third rerunning character, you better hold on to your hats, because we are expecting the one and only Chaska to make her return. And honestly, this one just makes too much sense. Aside from her insane mobility and stylish playstyle, she's just fun to use. At the end of the day, it's never been about being fair to free-to-play players. Let's be real for a second, it's all business. It's either you miss a few characters and live with it, or you swipe and catch them all like it's Pokemon Genshin Edition. So yeah, Chaska is definitely on her way back soon. It's not even a question at this point, it's just bound to happen. And lastly, I know what you're thinking. Will Scaramouche finally make his return? Well, to be honest, it's a tight position right now. The last slot for 5.8 is looking like a toss-up between him and Ayaka. Personally, I gotta give the edge to Ayaka. According to Escoffi testers, they said she's going to be the character to revive Ayaka freeze comp. So now's really the perfect time to deploy Ayaka if they haven't in 5.7. Now, if 5.9 actually happens to hold, and again, take this with a grain of salt, then we can probably expect Alhaitham, Kiori, and maybe Ayato to show up. But honestly, 5.9 is very foggy right now. Leaks are barely scratching the surface, and nothing feels concrete enough for me to go that far into predictions. So I'd rather not dive too deep into that for now. We'll leave that for another video when more info comes out. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you found this helpful, or if it gave you an idea of who to save for, smash that like button, and consider subscribing maybe for the giveaways or for more future banner predictions, leaks, and guides. It's been Miss Xianyun, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.